Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sonnet, the owner and creator behind Sonnet's Garden Blooms, and in today's video, I went thrifting. I know, what a surprise. I just went thrifting last week as well, but this weekend as I was heading home, I started making a list of things I had to do to get ready for Cranberryfest. So one of those things was I plan on upcycling a bunch of flannels, so I decided to go thrifting for flannels today, and then it just kind of snowballed. So I want to show you what I got. I hit the mother load. You guys, I just have to say that I hit the mother load. I was picking, and never do I find an entire box full of amazing goodies that have been completely passed out. I love suitcases, and this says Vintage Skyway Luggage Company. So I grabbed it because I thought this would be another perfect suitcase to upcycle in an upcoming video. And you guys know how much I love those. I don't even know how to open this. So no clue what the inside looked like. I brought my daughter today and I said, now you go and find as many flannels as you possibly can, and I am going to be looking at everything else. She would come and she'd have one flannel here, one flannel there. And then finally she's like, you know, I want to go. I'm like, you are the worst thrifting partner today, because I was like on a roll and picking. So this really cool fabric. I'm really liking blue, you guys. I did those chairs, and when I saw this, I decided to grab it because I am going to make some really cool pillowcases and cover some pillows with this fabric, and then put it with those chairs that I recently upcycled. So if you haven't watched my last video from Friday, I took 8 ounces of DIY paint and I painted 4 kitchen chairs. So on the hunt as well, looking for items that I can use in my upcycle videos, like my thrift to treasures. I found these really cool frames, and they're vintage. I love how they're oval, and then they have this other, just a really cool shape to them. And I'm gonna be honest, there is going to be a new release for Upcycled papers. It's coming out Thursday. I know last week I mentioned there was going to be an announcement on Thursday, and not all the retailers ended up getting their papers in time. So Royce is releasing the papers on Thursday. So I am going to go live as a bonus to show you guys those papers. Super excited about it. But I got these to do an upcycle with. Grab this, and normally I don't grab like old vintage pans, but last year I ended up upcycling some little tiny pots like this, and I painted this and I put a transfer on it. So I am going to do something very similar with that this year, and I'm just trying to think ahead. I'm like, what is my holiday display going to look like in my booths and for Cranberryfest? And I'll be honest, I actually had some anxiety yesterday as I was writing my list. I'm coming home, writing my list of everything that I want to accomplish and have ready for Cranberryfest, and my husband's like, start early this year, start earlier than you normally would. So I am actually starting officially tomorrow, building all my barn quilts, and then I'm gonna be tackling everything else on my list. I found this, and I thought it was so cool. So it says, look at Gargoyle Society, Actives, and then it says Pledges, and there were names on here. And then Faculty, and then there were more names on here. So what do you guys think this is? I think it was like, was it? I don't know. It looks really cool though. So I grabbed that because I thought it was really neat. I was thinking about upcycling it, but now I'm like, after I read it, I was like, I don't know, I probably should leave it because all these people signed their names. And I think, like I said, there were more signatures here, but they kind of like must have came off, even though they sealed it. But I probably should see what the Gargoyle Society is. I am going to do another video on these I am going to be making a bunch of pumpkins out of these, and I'm going to have those available at Cranberryfest as well. And I've learned a lot since I did my pumpkin from last year, so I'm super excited to show you what I have in store for all of my Bundt pans. Somebody must have had some like hot glue. They must have glued something to it, but I thought this frame was so beautiful. Look at all that detail. I love it. So anytime I find a really nice frame like that, that it's very inexpensive, I always grab it. Okay, looks like this was at a rummage for $3, and it's an old scrubbing board, and it's like a little cabinet. I thought it was super cute. I don't know. It caught my eye. If anything, I probably can remove this from it and not even do anything with the little cabinet. But you guys in the comments, what do you think I should do for my upcycle? Should I leave the cabinet? I think it's kind of cute. A lot of people are into that vintage look. Brass is in, and I got this little brass candlestick. I thought it was super fun with it, where you have can put your thumb. I think it might be really old, possibly. So I always like this up north look. So either I am going to try to replicate some of these trees, possibly cut them out with my jigsaw, or I just thought they'd be kind of fun. I always like, when I find stuff like this, I always try to, just trying to see, oh, I see. Oh, this is actually, I thought it was wood. It's actually a metal rod. That's interesting. They drilled a hole and it goes all the way through. Anyways, for Cranberryfest, like all that up northy looking stuff goes over really well. These were sitting, and I thought they were so beautiful. I thought for like little shelf sitters, or if I could do something else with them. I don't know, I just thought they were really neat. It was actually handmade. It was in really good condition. I cannot believe it didn't get broken, but I loved all this beautiful detail here. I thought it'd be really neat to have something like in the center, and to distress, like actually use some wax to bring out all that detail. But it's a plate, and I just thought it'd be fun to do something with. My daughter's like, you don't need any of this. I'm like, yes I do, I need everything. Like enamelware is really popular right now, and I loved the blue. I very rarely see blue and black. This is 1946. I just thought it was really neat, this bowl. It's like a wood bowl. Again, I'm probably going to do like paint it, do something with it possibly. It just is really unique. I'm going to probably, I could probably leave it just as is, but I'm thinking about painting it and doing something fun with it. First, I found this just sitting out there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so neat. Is this not just the coolest? I'm like, oh, what could I do with it? What could I do with it? I'm like, I don't know, I'm grabbing it. And tossed it in my cart. Then I found this. Oh God. Okay. Vintage leather and metal horse, something it is. But I think it is for, it's like, oh my God, it is so cool. And I loved it. So I don't know what I'm gonna probably just put it possibly in my booth as is. We'll see. What have you guys, have you seen these? A guy told me, oh my God, you found that? I said, yeah. So I grabbed that next, and then that's when I found the box. And in the box, and I just bought it all because I didn't know what I would do with it, but it was all these like leather pieces. So there's a bunch of different leather pieces in there. I believe, oh, this is, why do I always get smelly stuff, guys? So this must have been like a bridle, because look at in the front. It has a little gem here, but it's dirty, but so cool. So that, and then there's just like all this metal stuff. That, there was this, I don't know, that, not really sure. I just think it's very cool, all that. So I grabbed that, and then I ended up finding in there this. That was really cool. And this one. And this. So I thought that was cool. I thought this would be fun to hang something from. Not sure yet what I plan on doing with all of it. We'll find, even though that last thing I picked out really smelled like a farm. It really smelled like a farm. Oh, so, but yeah, so the one guy was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. I'm like, yes, I agree. I love it. All right, so vintage brass tone articulating lamp. Brass tone. I'm not even sure if it works. I grabbed it though. I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it would be fun to get some kind of top to it. I just think it's neat. So it was all full of items that must have been on their website that they didn't sell. So it's always a good day when you find that. Some old, like a vintage strainer. Always love upcycling little stools. This was Ella's. She apparently painted herself, and I am gonna definitely give this little bench an upcycle. Love like a good old piece of wood. It is definitely haphazard here. It was like a piece that looks like tongue and groove, and somebody must have cut this side but then left this. So I'm gonna do something fun with it. I love all that chippy goodness on it. Caught my eye for the frame and how big it is, and not necessarily the print, although whoever this person is, this is hand painted, so I'm not even sure what that says, but it is very pretty. So either I am going to just use the frame or do something with it and make this beautiful again. Always looking for a good sign, and I thought this would be perfect to do something, especially with the new papers that Royce is putting out. Old wood ironing board, and I love finding these. I think they are the coolest. So what I'm going to, okay, first of all, this thing weighs a ton. And it's got all this padding and stuff. I'm gonna take all the padding off, and I am going to upcycle it and do something really cool and have it in my display at Cranberryfest. But I have to tell you, it was so heavy. I'm like, this sucker, it's probably gonna cost me a fortune. So I said to the guy, can I weigh this? And I think this weighs a lot. And can you just give me a price? Can I just buy it as is? He's like, oh, sure. So I put it on the scale. $27 it came up to. It weighs, like I said, it weighs a lot. And he's like, okay, how about $7? Perfect. I'll take it for $7. I love it. So it's like a little chair. It's like a step stool and a chair. And I'm going to upcycle both of these. I just think they're super cute and perfect for a little kid. So I'm probably gonna do something fun, do a fun saying on it. But I have two of them. So I ended up thrifting one a while ago, and I've always been meaning to do an upcycle to it, and I've been going through my stash and trying to like see what I all still had, and I want to start getting rid of, or like upcycling the stuff that's in there. All right, I found this, and up north, this is definitely like an up northy thing. So I am gonna do something fun for Cranberryfest with that. I grabbed this. It's full of all floss, all the different colors. I just thought, how perfect. It's got some lace in it. This was super cute. I'm gonna take this off and I'm gonna definitely put something on the front of it. I think there was one more piece of metal on the bottom, but that's okay. Where I hit the mother load of flannels. And my daughter ended up finding some sweatshirts. I did find this Hugger Mugger. I do not know what it is. It's some kind of bag. It's super, it was so cute, you guys. So I thought somebody might like that. So I grabbed it. Probably should have checked the pockets, but yeah, nothing. But I thought it was so fun, and I love, it just reminds me of like tie-dyed. I'm sure somebody will absolutely love it. I'm not sure if this, I think this is like a real Coach purse. It's in really good condition. I thought, well, I don't know. I mean, it's not for me, but probably could put it in my booth. Maybe somebody will like that. I remember when these were like so popular and in this style. So it's in, like I said, it's in really good condition. And that was in that same booth that other thing was. Grabbed a couple wooden hoops. Oh, cardinal. All right, and then I found this metal sled. And I'm walking away and I see it. What does it say here? Vintage style slippery race red something. It's a little dented, but I saw something on, I have to go back and see, but I saw something on Pinterest that they were doing with these red sleds. So I'm like, I'm grabbing it. This doesn't weigh that much. So I grabbed that for myself. Maybe I'll end up in one of my booths or at Cranberryfest. I don't know. But that is what I found. And if anybody is wondering what I'm doing with all the flannels, I did do a video when I did the 25 days of Thriftmas. On one of the days, I showed you guys how I did like a bleaching technique to these, and they've been very popular in our area. And so I plan on having those at Cranberryfest. I want a bunch of them. And so I don't care about sizes, I don't care about color, you know, like I'm not being picky at all, because I mean, this probably didn't cost that much to grab, and I am just going to upcycle them all, like I said, with that technique, and have them available at Cranberryfest. So I'm super excited about that. And I think my mom is going to have a bunch of upcycled jean jackets that she does some really fun things to. So those will be there as well. And I cannot wait to take you guys along as I start prepping and preparing for Cranberryfest. I know many of you have been following me for a while, and you know that it is a lot of work, and I like to show you guys what it takes to get ready for a show like that. So Friday I'm going to have a Thrift to Treasure video for you, and I will be using some of Royce's new papers in Friday's video. So definitely stay tuned to that for that. And you guys have yourselves a great week, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. All right, we'll see you then, and have a great week. Bye.